Operation Fortitude is an operation that was established by the Victorian Police in order to create a safe city environment within Melbourne. The Australian Border Force is a secondary but supporting assist to that operation. Our role always was and still is into the future a supporting role. In terms of immigration compliance, the Australian Border Force will stand by to receive referrals from the Victorian Police where there are any immigration compliance issues to be enforced or dealt with. There was never any intent for the Australian Border Force to proactively go out and seek immigration breaches out in Melbourne City. I'm happy to take questions.
That's not what your statement said, because of course you said that ABF officers will be positioned at various locations around the CBD, speaking with any individual we cross paths with. Now that sounds rather menacing, doesn't it?
It does, and that was a press release that was cleared at a low level in the organisation. It was, in my description, clumsily worded. It portrayed a role which was not the agreed role between ourselves and the Victorian Police, and internal measures have been taken to remediate that issue.
It's not just clumsily worded, it's actually not within the law, is that right?
No, well, I think it's misunderstood. Taken into context, it makes absolute, perfect, legitimate sense, but read through the layperson's eyes, which I absolutely openly acknowledge, it's clumsily worded and it's been misconstrued and it shouldn't have been worded that way.
Given what you say was the actual intention for Border Force over the weekend, why would it make sense to tell everybody that you were going to be there? Because surely then people who had visa problems wouldn't go out in Melbourne on Saturday night, would they?
Now look, these operations are run all the time, all around the country by the state and territory police jurisdictions. They're intended to create safe environments, and if we can market that in advance in terms of the increased police presence and other authorities, and that creates a safe environment, and that's also part of the agenda.
Commissioner, that original press release.
That Victoria Police.
That's absolutely correct.
So
Victoria
why did ABF feel the need to put out a statement in the big police?
Yeah, well, as I explained to you, that was a press release that was released at the lower levels in the organisation. It incorrectly construed what our role was. I've mentioned a couple of times now, we are a secondary referral agency in that operation.
Did
Commissioner, that original press
Mr. Smith not see the
release.
quotes that were in his name?
I beg your pardon?
Did Mr. Smith not see the quotes that were put in his name?
Mr. Smith did see the quotes that put in his name.
That press
So
release
did he
that was
say
sent out,
officers-
that clumsily worded press release that you referred to was sent out at a low level of the organisation. Who did it go to? Who checked over the wording, and was the Minister's office at any stage involved in issuing press releases from Border Force?
On the latter point, no, the Minister's office was not involved. The press release was circulated at a regional level in the state of Victoria.
But Mr. Smith is at low level, right? And he saw the quotes that were in his name.
The level is all relative. It's low level. I didn't see it. It's a low level in the organisation.
Commissioner, did Mr. Smith say officers will be positioned at various locations around the CBD, speaking with any individuals we cross paths with?
We've already covered that ground. I said yes, it's clumsily worded. Any other questions?
So did he say that, or did he not say that?
It's in the press release. We've covered that. It's clumsily worded.
Will any action be taken against the
Look, that's an internal disciplinary matter. I don't intend to canvass that here.
Well, does Smith still have his job today?
Yes, he does.
How embarrassing is it for the Border Force that this has happened?
Oh, look, it's an unfortunate incident. It shouldn't have occurred. Remediation will be put into place, but you know, it's not a fatal embarrassment.
Have you apologised to the Victorian Police and the Victorian Police Minister because they've had to call off?
I've had a conversation today with the Chief Commissioner of the Victorian Police Force. We're good colleagues. We have good institutional relationships. That's as far as I'm going to take that conversation.
Mr. Smith is the head of Border Force in Victoria and Tasmania, and he saw those quotes. Did he not understand what his own organisation was doing on Saturday night?
Look, I think we've covered that ground. My point is that...
No, sorry, I don't understand.
No, we have covered the ground. The point is that Mr. Smith cleared that press release. It was released at that level. It was taken out of context. It should have been better explained. It was clumsy.
And last question.
Well, it raises the question, though, whether or not Mr. Smith understands the act under which he works, if he would allow something like that to go under his name.
Look, I can assure you he does. This was an unfortunate misconstruction of wording. It shouldn't have been the case, and unfortunately it has been misunderstood. Thanks all.